What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American Politics, back in with a new video, and today, it is time that we discuss the great state of Nevada. Not a poll watch video, just a simple video discussing where Nevada is currently trending for November 8th. That is right, folks. Today we'll be discussing the Nevada Senate race and the Nevada gubernatorial race, looking at early vote data, look at polling trends, etc. Now, before we continue with today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the Twitter account in the description down below, and join the channel today. That's right, folks, for just 10 cents a day, you can join Real American Politics. Only 10 cents a day. That's a phenomenal deal as it helps support the daily content. That's right, folks. Joining today helps support the daily content. We all love that daily content. So I hope you join today. Alright, folks. Let's get into Nevada. So, Nevada. That's the best way to say it, Nevada. That's the correct way, I think. But whatever, Nevada, whatever. So, there are two critical races happening in Nevada right now. The Senate race and the gubernatorial race. Let's start the gubernatorial race. Let's start with that. So, Lombardo. He has a 1.5% lead on the RCP aggregate. Now, here's the thing, though, right? When you scroll down here, you see the adjusted polling average, Sisolak up by 1.1, because Nevada's one of those, Nevada, we gotta say Nevada. Nevada's one of the only states in the country where polling has overstated Democrat or Republican support and understated Democrat support. One of the only states, I think, New Mexico? I think that's one of the other ones. Minnesota's one that's kind of there, but Nevada's probably the most popular state to talk about that when it comes to understating Democrat support. Now, here's the problem. There's a reason why when my polling aggregate, the final aggregate when it gets released on November 6th, November 7th, that's the, of course, prediction days, when they get released, you're going to realize one thing. There's two garbage polls in this aggregate currently that's making this a Lombardo plus 1.5. This Nevada Independent pollster and Univision / Shaw & Co. These two pollsters are single-handedly destroying the aggregate. Now, there are, of course, other pollsters that have this race closer, like YouGov. But to say the race is tied, you could make the argument. But to have Sisolak up by 4, what universe are you currently in? And you scroll down here, you go to the pollster, alright, Nevada Independent. It was actually by, of course, Predictive Insight. One of the worst pollsters in 2022. But any other case, look who funded the poll. They put this in the fine print. You can barely read it. You gotta scroll down all the way here, and you realize, oh wait, Sisolak and I think the Attorney General or State Treasurer of the state of Nevada, who is a Democrat, by the way, funded this poll. Yeah. This is a very unethical thing to do. Release this poll, and basically only in the fine print do you tell people, oh, by the way, Sisolak actually funded this poll. Bunch of BS. Plus, it was conducted by Predictive Insights. Remember Arizona? 2 weeks ago, Blake Masters will lose by 15. Suddenly, Blake Masters is tied. Give me a break. This pollster sucks, and when my aggregate is released, hopefully by the time that it's November 7th, these clowns are out of the aggregate. If not, I may just take them out because it's unethical what they did. It's a bunch of BS. That's the best way to describe it. And again, it's not because Sisolak's up by 4. It's just the way they released the poll. It was unethical. Plus, you look at some of the crosstabs, it's like, okay, it's not right. That's the best way to describe it. But I don't know. Hopefully by the time the final prediction's released, they're out of the aggregate. But also the registered voter poll. No reason to be included in the aggregate. Outside of that, when you account for that, Lombardo's probably up by 3 points. So, we just gotta see. So, I think Lombardo's going to win by a wider margin than Laxalt, who, for most of the election, we thought Laxalt was actually run ahead. Now it's kind of hitting to a point where it's probably going to be the opposite. Laxalt's probably going to underperform Lombardo by probably a point. I think that's mostly because of, well, Clark County. Lombardo was the sheriff of Clark for a long time. That's a population center of the state. So that's kind of the reason that now he's probably going to overperform. But we just got to see. Now, with Laxalt, he's up by 2, but the adjusted average is about Cortez up by 1. But again, you look at the past couple elections. In 2020, they had Trump win the state or lose the state by like 3. Biden won the state by 3. So polling in Nevada has become a bit more to the national mean. Not, it's Democrat plus 50 or something like that, but it is starting to get more of a Democrat favorable sample. Now, the one pollster that I do trust in the state of Nevada is Emerson. Emerson is one of the best pollsters in Nevada. They have problems, but look at 2016. Emerson had Cortez win by a point. She won by 2.5. So they're basically right on the money. With that in mind, they currently have Laxalt up by 5. So even if Laxalt, they overstated his support by 2 points, that's still Laxalt plus 3. They've been a very accurate pollster in the state of Nevada. And plus, they do a good job of counteracting this BS by, surprisingly, Nevada Independent right there. Yeah, they counteract this BS. It's a load of crap that these pollsters, they don't say who funded the poll that mysteriously released, and it's, of course, by a crappy pollster and in Predictive Insight. So, that's why this is a much closer race on the RCP aggregate than it more than likely will be. I mean, you have Susquehanna has Laxalt by 5, Emerson plus 5, Trafalgar plus 4. Even Insider Advantage, another good pollster, Laxalt plus 2. Even New York Times has a tied race. Do some math. What do you think's going to happen? Do you think that Trafalgar, Emerson, and Insider Advantage, 3 of the top 5 pollsters in America, they're just going to get this wrong? I doubt that. I don't think this will be a massive miss in favor of Republicans. There may be a miss by like a point, but it's not going to be by 5 to 6 points, like some people are claiming is going to happen. Plus, Richard Barris, he's about to release a poll in Nevada. It's looking pretty good for Laxalt. That's what I heard at least. Now, the final thing we have to discuss is the cope going around about the Nevada's early vote. The best way to describe it is it's been a complete disaster for Democrats. Now, look, it's not good to compare to 2018. People are saying, oh, well, you see, back in 2018, Republicans were only down by 2% in early voting. Now they're down by 4%, and they lost both the races then. That means Republicans are going to lose both of them now. No! Look, never compare early voting from 2022 to 2018. Why? What changed in 2020? Democrats became more reliant on early/mail-in voting. That's a fact. And, well, look at this. In 2020, they had around a 45 to 50,000 vote lead. At the same time, back in 2020, they have now a 13,000 vote lead today for Democrats over Republicans. Again, Target Smart, ignore this modeled party, only go to registered party. That's the only correct number because their modeled party is trash. But either way, this is not a good sign. Considering the fact that Republicans, they're going to vote heavily on Election Day. That's a fact. They're going to vote in droves on Election Day. They did in 2020. They did in 2020, but it's going to be way more in 2022. We saw this in the primaries. Every single primary, the Democrats got their vast majority of votes from early votes. And there's not a lot of early votes. And early voting's pretty much done. I think it's going to be done in November 4th. And even the clowns are starting to admit, UPS doesn't have a backload of mail-in ballots. That's not a good combination. And you go by county, it gets even kind of more pathetic for Democrats. You go to Clark, they got a 27,000 vote lead. Back in 2020, it was almost a 50,000 vote lead. So people are really thinking this is good because it's a slightly better than 2018? No. When you compare to 2020, Democrat enthusiasm is terrible in Nevada. Which again, we know for a fact the majority of Democrat votes, the vast majority, is going to come from early/mail-in votes. Republicans, yeah, there's going to be a chunk that's from early/mail-in, but it's not going to be this huge amount like Democrats are. Republican votes are going to come on election day. So with all that in mind, even the early vote data, people are driving around saying, say, right here, Republicans are underperforming early vote compared to 2020 or 2018. That's a cope. You cannot compare 2018 to 2022 when it's become a significantly different ballgame. Just 4 years ago, Republicans were a bit more likely to vote early. Now it's the opposite. Democrats are the only ones voting early across the board. Pennsylvania's primary showed this. Just they're underperforming. So it's not looking too good for Democrats at early voting. And this may get pretty ugly when you look at the data. Laxalt may win by 4 to 5 points. Lombardo may win by 6 to 7. But again, we just got to see what happens. Final day of early voting. The remaining polls coming out. We just got to see. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below. Subscribe. Share it with your friends. Hit that little bell. Follow the Twitter account in the description down below. And join the channel today. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Godspeed to all of you.